Okay, this is part 2 of our chapter 5.1 and 5.2 review. I'm going to go over the problems that I skipped in the last video, and then hopefully we can finish it up. All right, it says find cosecant, and they give us this triangle. All right, remember the cosecant is the inverse of the sine. All right, so what do I need? I need to reference angle theta given here. But before I can do any of this, I know that the sine function and the cosecant function involves the hypotenuse. So I had to calculate the hypotenuse here using Pythagorean. So that's going to have to be your first move. Okay, so hypotenuse over opposite for what angle? This angle. So if we reference this angle, this is the opposite, this is the hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse is the cosecant. Rationalize the denominator, and we're going to get choice D. Okay, what do we have to do here? Find the tangent of the reference angle. Okay, so here the tangent, if I'm here, in reference to this angle, this is the opposite, this is the adjacent, opposite over adjacent. So that's going to be 5/4 is going to be the tangent of that angle. So choice D. Okay, special triangles. What's the first thing we want? We want the sine of 30 degrees. So I'm going to come into this triangle, and the sine, referencing to this, is the opposite over the hypotenuse. Answer 1/2. Cosecant, all right, is the inverse of that, hypotenuse over side opposite, but for a different angle, this guy. All right, so if we're in this guy, in reference to this angle, this is going to be my adjacent, this is going to be my opposite, this is going to be my hypotenuse. So hypotenuse over opposite for cosecant, we get this answer. Rationalize choice C, B, B, choice B. Yep, that's what we rationalize. There's a number of different ways to do this problem. I think the easiest one is remember this identity. Tan theta is sine divided by cosine, so all I have to do is take these two and divide each other, and I can get the tangent. So we're just dividing fractions. Okay, we've done that ever since, I don't know, what, 4th grade. Multiply by the reciprocals, reduce, rationalize, and we get choice B. Okay, 14 we skipped. We went through 17. We went through 18. Okay, let's look at 19 and 20 when we finish this thing up. Okay, let's look at 19. Now, 19 was not a particularly well-worded problem. We had a lot of difficulty myself in saying, what's the setup? Where is the right triangle? And this is the best that we came up with, and this works. Okay, this is the lake. Here's the pier in my lake. Here's a piling in the lake. I'm standing, hopefully on the shore, 100 feet away with my transit. Transit is just an instrument. It's like a protractor on steroids. It's designed to measure angles. And so I can look at my piling. I can look at my pier, measure an angle of 55 degrees. They're asking us to solve for this distance. Okay, if this is my reference angle, then this is going to be my side adjacent. This is going to be my side opposite. Probably the best attack on this is the tan function and some algebra. And we come up with 142.8, rounded off to the nearest foot, 143. Okay, now let's take this last one. This one's a little bit easier, but it's got a little bit of a trick in it. Okay, so this trail goes up a hill. When I start the trail, I'm at an elevation of 700. When I finish the trail, I'm at an elevation of 5,200. So that means as this trail goes up, I gained 4,500 feet. All right, so when I look at this trail in reference to a right triangle, in reference to this angle, this then is going to be my side opposite. They're asking me for the distance of the trail, which be the hypotenuse. So the best one to use here would be the sine function. Opposite over hypotenuse. A little bit more algebra here. This number comes from putting this in my calculator. A little bit algebra. Final answer. I anticipate that everybody's going to do very well on this quiz.